Why do you think the rest of the league reveled? You saw NBA Twitter just lit up when the Clippers went out 3-1. Why do you think the rest of the league seemed to really enjoy that loss of the Clippers? Why? Help me out.
I think the expectation for them was so high. The expectation for them was so high, and we're in a day and age now. You can't slip up like that. You gotta walk it like you talk it. So if you're gonna talk it like that, you definitely gotta walk it. So when the expectations, you didn't even make it to the Lakers, I feel like you deserve to get everything that you had coming.
Me, and we Clippers guys. We Clippers homers and all of whatever you want to call it. So for me, it was. I picked them to win a championship this year, and so I think it was a situation where I can't say them each to a man and call them out as a man individually, but as a team, it looked like they took everything for granted. Like it was a foregone conclusion. We're going to get to the finals. We're going to play the Lakers. We're going to do. It was like they were nonchalant about it in their effort for it, and that was what was shown. I mean, the glaring things were obviously they had a lot of injuries back and forth and people leaving the bubble and those things. But I mean, even still, it was kind of like their attitude. Where was the sense of urgency? I didn't see a sense of urgency out of them, and that was disappointing to me because I really felt like they had a team to win it.
Well, especially since at the end, I know you said you don't want to call anybody out specifically, but so let me do that then. I was particularly surprised to hear Paul George say afterwards that this wasn't going to be the year anyway. That they needed some time to gel, or that somebody who clearly was contractually there for at least only 2 years to say, well, there's more runway here. That one really surprised me. That one kind of took me aback after you lose 3-1 like that. What about you guys?
It surprised me too, but like, I'm a diehard Clipper,
I
so
know.
I want to ease up on them. I just feel like they just really didn't get the chemistry how they won. I feel like they was a very talented team, and just talent was beating a lot of teams that they was playing. When it came down to the X's and O's, the I know your play, we know your plays, and we got to play it out for these 7-game series. I feel like that caught up with them. They had a lot of new players on the team, injuries, guys not there, and you gotta have that chemistry. Guys gotta be together. Guys gotta bond. Like it's every championship team has a special bond that season that they can never forget. It lasts the rest of their life. You can never forget this championship season we had together, and it's a different type of bond. And I feel like they just didn't have that, and they didn't get the opportunity to get that.
Yeah, I think the evidence was in the changes that were made, man. I think when you have like I say, from the outside looking in, it looked like it was not a sense of urgency was lacking there. So I mean, when you can't hold the players accountable, it goes to the coach, and it fell right in Doc Rivers' lap. You know what I'm saying? Like rightfully or not. And I think it's a situation that kind of stamps it when you hear one of the star or lead players come out and say this wasn't the year. Like, why would he be thinking that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that should have been like when you say that surprised you, it surprised me, it surprised D, that surprised everybody. I would expect his teammates to have, like, if somebody was sitting next to him, to be like, what? Like, we was like that. And for me, in my mind, when I heard him say that, to me, that meant that the message, the battle cry, this, you know what I'm saying, the sense of urgency wasn't there. Like, that's a situation where he's saying, like, if you a championship type team, if you listen to those Lakers, it was a battle cry. It's a togetherness. They all on the same page that the time is now. You can't have one of your top guys saying that this wasn't the time, or we had we playing a long game or something.
Yeah.
So how do you think Ty Lue's going to rectify this or change it? How do you think his hiring, what do you think of it?
I think he don't care about none of that. I think he had an opportunity to see what was wrong, like right there by being the assistant coach. I feel like he know what he has to change within himself. I like his coaching staff that he chose. There's a lot of wisdom and stuff in assistant coaches, and I just feel like it's a new voice for everybody. It's a new start. They finna make a lot of moves, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like T. Lue, the best thing he has going for him is like obviously he's a championship coach and he's gonna come in with a fresh voice, but he had front row seats to see everything that went wrong. He knows everything that needs to be corrected and everything that needs to be fixed and situated. He had front row seats to see that, so he has that inside look in that inside track, and he can go in with his ideas and his fresh thought process and say, this is how I'm going to approach this and right these wrongs or fix what's broken over here and over there. So I think he has a real good position on that.